Day number 3 of Chicago Bears training camp is in the books, and let's talk about everything that happened. What's going on, guys? I'm back with another Chicago Bears training camp update video, which I'll be doing every single day of training camp this year. I'm sorry this video is out to you guys pretty late today. I was out for a work event in the city the entire day, so I could not make a video until 10 p.m. at night is when I'm starting to record this video. But if you guys went to practice today, I hope you guys had a lot of fun. It seemed like it was another day that was mostly won by the defense, so not a whole lot of crazy offensive plays that happened, but there were still some at the end of practice that were pretty exciting. Now, as usual, I have a training camp ticket giveaway going on this year because of a subscriber of mine that has a bunch of extra tickets. So if you leave any comment down below, you'll be entered into a giveaway to win 2 free tickets to training camp this year. So leave any comment. If you win, I'll respond to your comment and tell you that you won the tickets and tell you how to claim them. But yeah, getting into the updates for today. So talking about the injuries, first of all, according to Zach Pearson, he said that day 3 of Bears camp underway. I don't see Braxton Jones out here at all. Luther Burden, Shamar Turner, and Zaw Frazier are all out as well. And then he later clarified that Braxton Jones is only out due to a scheduled rest day. So it seems like Braxton Jones is still ramping up. Today, Ozzy Trapilo took the reps with the ones at left tackle. So they're switching back and forth between Ozzy and Kiran Amegaji. And Braxton is still the starter, obviously, in this coaching staff's eyes at this point in time. But he's, it's going to take him a little bit of time to ramp fully back up into practicing, at 100% energy. And obviously, it's not good that a lot of the rookies are missing time, especially Luther Burden. He missed a lot of the OTAs as well. So if his injury continues, for a few more weeks, that could be a little bit worrisome. But again, I'm not going to hit the panic button at this point in time. It's just way too early to worry about anything because it's only been 3 days of practice so far. So I know some Bears fans don't like to hear about the injuries, but injuries are always going to be a part of football. So either be okay with it or don't watch football because injuries happen all the time. Talking about Jalen Johnson's injury, it seems like according to Brad Biggs, he's going to be out for about a month. So he's only going to have about 2 weeks to prepare for the start of the regular season, which does suck for sure. I know he is a veteran, but he still like to see players out there practicing, getting the reps in training camp. So it sucks he's not going to get those reps, but the main focus with him is just getting him fully healthy. You don't want to risk anything with him because he is a veteran. He's already proven to be one of the best at his position in the entire NFL. So as long as Jalen is healthy for the regular season, that is all that matters. But yeah, talking about what actually happened at practice today, like I mentioned at the beginning of this video, it was a pretty bad day by the Bears offense for the most part, besides for a great ending to practice, and the defense really dominated the day again as they have the past 3 days. So according to Zach Pearson, he said that bad 7-on-7 drill in the red zone, Caleb Williams picked off on back-to-back plays. First one at goal line to DJ Moore was picked off by Jaquan Brisker. Looked like ball was tipped or batted in the air. Believed Terrell Smith was in coverage. Next play was a bad throw and decision as TJ Edwards picked it off. And according to Courtney Cronin, she said that Montez was harassing Caleb Williams off the right edge couple times in 11-on-11s. Would imagine a coaching point there is throwing the ball out of bounds. Good completions to Zacchaeus Odunze during 11-on-11. Defense all over it in 7-on-7 red zone period. Back-to-back interceptions. 2 drops early killed the vibe for the first team offense. And, obviously you don't like to hear Caleb and the offense struggling. Us being Bears fans, we want to see great offensive football being played. But as I mentioned the past couple videos, it is way too early to be hitting the panic button on anything regarding the Bears. Now, if the Bears don't have any good offensive practices at all in the next couple weeks, then yeah, I would be concerned. But there's for sure going to be some days where the Bears offense does bounce back and Caleb looks pretty spectacular. It's going to come eventually. Be patient for those days. But right now, there's just so many new things being installed where it's going to be very difficult for the Chicago Bears offense. Some people may not want to hear that, but those are the facts. And the Bears defense is pretty damn good as well, okay? The Bears defense, led by new defensive coordinator Dennis Allen, has a lot of pieces on it. You guys saw in the reports today, Montez Sweat really had a fantastic day. He harassed Caleb Williams. He came off the edge and got in the backfield multiple times. So it's pretty good news that Montez Sweat is having good practices, and hopefully that continues into the regular season, because last year was not a great year by Montez Sweat, at least compared to 2023 when we traded for him. He was a lot better in the second half of 2023 than he was last year, and we kind of want to see more of what we saw in 2023 out of Montez Sweat. We need him to be a 12 plus sack producer for the Bears. Maybe not, it doesn't have to be exactly 12, but like maybe at least 10 plus sacks should be expected out of Montez Sweat, because we're paying him a lot of money. We traded a second round pick to go and get this guy. So good to see Montez Sweat contributing early. Jaquan Brisker, good to see him getting the interception, because he missed vast majority of last year with that horrible concussion that he suffered. Pretty scary injury, but it seems like he's back fully healthy, and hopefully he can have a really good season to maybe get a contract extension from the Chicago Bears. He'd have to remain healthy and be really good the entire season for that to even be a possibility. But, again, good to see Jaquan get in there on the action. TJ Edwards also had, a big time play. So overall, I'm very happy with the Chicago Bears defense. As mad as some people are about the Bears offense, we should also be giving props and credit to the Chicago Bears defense, because they're really making it difficult on the Chicago Bears offense. Every single play is a dogfight with how hard this defense is fighting out there every play. Now, even though it was a pretty rough day for the Bears offense, they did bounce back in the second half of practice. According to Greg Braggs Jr., he live tweeted like play-by-play of a couple of the 11-on-11 series, and one of the good series, he says that first play, Caleb attempts a front pylon throw to the right side to DJ Moore, incomplete. Second play, handoff to Roschon Johnson. Montez set the edge. Third play, touchdown, Caleb Williams to Roma Dunze on a crossing route across the right side of the field. Fourth play, touchdown, Caleb Williams goes through his progressions and comes back to the right side of the field and finds Olamide Zaccheaus in the back middle of the end zone. Toe tap, touchdown. Courtney Cronin also said that Caleb Williams and the first teamers turned around a rough 7-on-7 red zone period with back-to-back completions to Odunze and Zaccheaus in 11-on-11. Lots of sticky coverage from Bears defensive backs near the goal line. So you love to see that in the second half of practice, they did bounce back. It seems like a lot of the completions were to Olamide Zaccheaus and to Roma Odunze. Olamide Zaccheaus is really taking over for Luther Burden at this point in time. He was originally supposed to be the Bears receiver 3 on this team before we drafted Luther Burden pretty high in the second round. Now, with Luther Burden missing a lot of time due to injury, it could put Olamide Zaccheaus, higher on the depth chart than Luther Burden, even though Luther Burden was drafted so high, because as Ben Johnson said, practice does matter a lot. So if Luther Burden cannot get any practice time in, he's not going to get reps at the beginning of the season, unfortunately. So Luther Burden has to come back healthy sometime soon, because right now Olamide Zaccheaus is really making the most out of his reps. He had a couple nice catches today on good throws from Caleb Williams. Roma Dunze also had a couple nice catches as well. So, overall, obviously there's a lot to like in Caleb Williams and this Bears offense. It's been mostly bad reports so far from camp, but you see that natural playmaking ability from Caleb Williams every so often out there, even during the bad practices, and eventually they're going to be happening a lot more often, okay? When Caleb gets more comfortable with this offense, when he gets more in sync with some of these new weapons like Colston Loveland. I mean, I know Colston Loveland is not really practicing fully yet, but Olamide Zaccheaus is new. The offensive line, most of them are new players. The three in the middle are completely new players, right? So it's going to take a little bit of getting used to some of these new guys, but overall, I can guarantee eventually it's going to start working, because Ben Johnson is too good of an offensive mind for this Bears offense to not work. Knock on wood, okay? I mean, being a Bears fan, you can't be too sure, but Ben Johnson is our best chance we have had in a long time at building a competent Bears offense. And then lastly, I do want to talk about an undrafted rookie that's making quite a splash at training camp so far. JP Richardson. According to multiple reports, he's been having a fantastic training camp so far. According to Chris Emma, he said the undrafted rookie receiver JP Richardson has been an early standout this first week of training camp. Keep an eye on him as the Bears work into the preseason. And then also according to Courtney Cronin, she said that I also keep writing down JP Richardson's name in my notebook. The UDFA wide receiver made back-to-back catches in team period with the threes, and it put together a good 3-day stretch to start camp. JP Richardson made a highlight reel play in yesterday's practice. I think it was like a one-handed catch, and he's been making big-time plays every single day of practice and also in the OTA period as well. So maybe he could be a candidate to sneak onto the Bears roster as a receiver number 6, maybe. Now, you know, it's more than likely he's not going to make the roster because it's so hard for undrafted guys to make rosters. But if he keeps on balling out, I would rather give a roster spot to him than Tyler Scott, for example. I mean, Tyler Scott has provided the Bears nothing during the last couple of years he's been on the team. I mean, I know it's been bad play calling, bad quarterback play too sometimes, but he just hasn't proven he is an NFL player at this point in time. So, you know, if you want to give JP Richardson the chance, that could be a possibility. More than likely, we're going to cut him and bring him back on practice squad. That's what always happens with these training camp darlings that us Bears fans have. You know, we're super sad when they get cut, but the Bears always sign them back on practice squad anyways. So, you know, so far it's a great story, but nothing more than that at this point in time until we see him put together more plays, maybe in the preseason games here in a couple weeks. But leave your comments down below, guys. A pretty short video, but there just wasn't a whole lot to report on today besides for the defense mostly dominating. So I'll be back with another video actually on Sunday. Tomorrow there is a practice, but I'm again going to be gone for basically all of tomorrow. So sadly, I won't be able to get a video out tomorrow. Maybe late, but if not, it's going to be out on Sunday. Leave your comments down below. As always, bear down.